Yo, guys, Duncan here. Was probably wondering why are you reviewing My Friend Dahmer now? I thought you was doing it next week. So did I. I thought I actually was gonna review My Friend Dahmer next week, but I made a stupid New Year's resolution where I said I'm gonna do more reviews, and I would review movies that came in theaters more than I would, old movies or independent. I've been waiting 3 weeks to do this shit, and it's the beginning of summer movie season, and guess what's coming out this weekend? I'm gonna have to see that, so I guess this weekend you get two videos, Trend Hunters and then My Friend Dahmer review, and the next week you guys will get Deadpool 2 review. So let's get this started. My Friend Dahmer. My Friend Dahmer is the adaptation to Dirf Bachter's My Friend Dahmer graphic novel. I know it's a very weird name, but this, and really, I mean, it's not really based on the comic, because really this movie's based on a true story, because, believe it or not, the creator of the graphic novel actually was considered Dahmer's best friend in high school. Yes, this movie actually does take place, and when Dahmer was in high school. This movie actually does take place in his junior and senior year of high school, class of '78, and this movie is it's my second favorite movie of 2017, and I freaking hate myself for not watching this sooner. I saw this shit like in early April. I fucking hated it. I was like, oh my god, I waited too long to see this. So yeah. So honestly, it's going to the first thing I love about this movie is the fact that Ross Lynch is great as Jeffrey Dahmer. He's fantastic. Honestly, he surprised me. Now, I'm gonna be honest here is the fact that last May, I'm subscribed to Variety, and Variety did an article saying Ross Lynch set to play Jeffrey Dahmer in the adaptation of Dirf Bachter's My Friend Dahmer. I thought, why? What's the point of casting him? Is it because he has blonde hair? I've always said that Ross Lynch, his Disney years, his shit years, I always said that he was a better musician than he was an actor. I was wrong on that, because really, the only reason why he was shitty in Austin and Alley and all those fucking Teen Beach movies is the fact that he was given shitty material. And really, if you were in a Disney movie or Disney show, are you gonna try? Hell no. Honestly, if I was an asshole and I wanted to embarrass myself in front of the world and be on Disney, I wouldn't give a shit. It's Disney. I'm in front of a bunch of 13-year-old girls getting wet over stupid shit. That's exactly what I mean by this. But 2 months later, I was given a little surprise. I saw this picture, and it freaked me the hell out. I was like, holy shit, he might actually be able to play Dahmer. Maybe not all of you know who Jeffrey Dahmer is. Jeffrey Dahmer is a serial killer. He was a serial killer. He died in 2002, I think. He died in the 2000s. Well, Jeffrey Dahmer was a serial killer. In 1991, he was caught. He killed 12 people, and he would lure them to his house and rape them and kill them. That's exactly what he did. But honestly, the best thing about this movie is it doesn't even show Jeffrey kill anyone. I'm serious. Nobody dies in this movie except, I mean, if you count animals, I mean, a cat died, a fish died, and you have a dead dog at the end. That's about it. That's the only thing he kills in the movie. And honestly, this movie could have went a totally different path. It could have been like movies like the millions of those Charles Manson movies, or Monster, which Monster actually is a well-made film, but this movie is way better than it. It doesn't do what those two movies did. It does something completely different. This movie's not about a killer. It's a psychological thriller, and this movie is great at it. Ross Lynch he proved me wrong. The guy he's the best part of the movie. The movie would be shit if he wasn't in it. Honestly, Ross played Jeffrey Dahmer so well. And you see so many sides of him, too. You see Dahmer's funny side. You see Dahmer's angry side. You see Dahmer's sociopath side. And one of the best things in the movie is when we actually see him manipulate a girl into going to prom with him. And one scene, his friends were like, "You're not going to be able to get a date for prom, Dahmer." And he took the challenge. So he actually manipulated a freshman into going to prom with him. And it is so fucking crazy. I'm like, in the movie, he's socially awkward. The entire movie, he's very socially awkward. But all of a sudden, he builds up courage to manipulate this freshman. And you figure out, like, holy shit, at that point you realize, holy shit, he's using the socially awkward thing to give him leverage. And that is so, it's interesting. It's so fucking crazy. This Ross Lynch is amazing, and honestly, what made his acting feel very real is because Dahmer was a very socially awkward person. I'm socially awkward, and I totally bought him being socially awkward. People who are socially awkward don't ever talk in class, and they only associate with friends. That's exactly what I do, because I'm not a serial killer. But this movie, it brings Dahmer's character, it brings Dahmer, not to life, but just a part of Dahmer you've never seen before. And this movie was so genius, and I commend Ross Lynch for actually breaking out of Disney fine. I thought, I thought, shit, he's gonna pull a Miley Cyrus. He's gonna get out of Disney, he's gonna dye his hair some gay color, and then he's just gonna be annoying little fuck the rest of his career. No, he actually branched out amazingly. The dude survived Disney, and I'm so proud of him for doing that. Most people who came out of Disney, they're lucky. They'll be lucky if they ever get a career again. But then again, Ross hasn't been in Disney as long as Miley Cyrus or Nick Jonas or any of those fucks. So really, there wasn't that much time for him to crash and burn like Miley had. Ross he's so good in this, and honestly, most of the time I forgot he was even Ross Lynch. Most of the time I just saw Dahmer the entire time, and that was a freaky moment. He gets the movements down, he gets the attitude down, and he even gets the weird way of talking down. And it's so interesting. So yeah, I can go on and on about how freaking Ross Lynch, but I have to talk about other stuff because I have to be a critic about this. I'm getting tired of burping in videos. The friends in the movie. The friends were probably the second best part of the movie, because this is based on a true story, and the guy who wrote the graphic novel, he was one of Dahmer's friends, so he actually knows a lot about what happened then. And actually, he does appear in this movie, not the author, but the guy, Alex Wolff. Alex Wolff is really good in this. He actually felt very real. He felt like a guy I would have known in middle school or high school right now. And he plays, Derf Backderf, the creator of the graphic novel. And honestly, I didn't even pick up on it until like the scene where he's talking to the vice president, and the vice president says, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" He says, "I want to go into cartoons. I want to go into drawing, not cartoons. I want to do comics." Interesting as shit. And honestly, it brings so much light to what happened. And honestly, these friends feel very real because they were real. Because honestly, you watch this movie and I guarantee you've had friends like that before. I've had friends like that before. And it felt very real, and I give this movie full credit for making this world feel very real. And it was real. And this might be one of the most realistic movies you'll ever see, because honestly, I think 99% of this movie is realistic. There's some things that aren't very realistic, and I doubt that happened in Dahmer's life. But that's just minor things. Let's go on to the third point. Is the movie actually the movie actually emotionally manipulates you. I said that in the Ready Player One review. I said the movie, there's certain parts of the movie where it emotionally manipulates you. It's not a bad thing. It's very good for a filmmaker to actually make you feel what the characters are feeling. But in this case, it was really extreme. I'm gonna spoil it mainly because it's on fucking YouTube, so no point of spoiling it. If you want to see it, go ahead and see it, but please watch the movie after you see that scene. So honestly, there's a scene where, okay, I didn't explain this part. The only way Dahmer can make friends is just act like a retard. He would run in the halls and yell "Hurricane Alert! Hurricane Alert!" And basically that's why he made friends, because his friends wanted to exploit that about him. They're not bad people for doing it. I mean, sometimes people feel bad for people who are different. I've been through that, and they try to be friends with them. That's fine. But it just seemed basically like, that they made a deal with a different high school to go to a mall and film Dahmer just going fucking crazy. And Dahmer was, in the scene, he's very drunk. If you know this about Dahmer, he actually was a really bad alcoholic because he was trying his best to drink away all those. He didn't want to kill anyone, so he would drink away all those thoughts and fantasies about killing people. But eventually, as the story goes, we all know that didn't happen. That didn't pan out for him. But in this scene, it actually makes you feel bad for him. I feel bad for him in this scene because, like, this is probably the funniest part of the movie because Ross does these hilarious movements. He just acts like a retard and it's hilarious. But then this scene kind of shifts tones because there's this brilliant shot. This is probably the most brilliant shot in the entire movie. It's basically you can see him doing this, and he's just screaming. He's saying, "I'm here, I'm here," and the camera just pans around him. Now, you might not get what the meaning of that scene is, but I think I understand what the meaning of that scene is. At that moment, Jeffrey Dahmer realized he can't keep that part of himself inside anymore. He had to let that go. And that's the moment where he cracks, and it is so heartbreaking to watch. The music, the way the camera moves, I think what they were trying to go for the camera movement, they were trying to do the thing where Dahmer's life, and it's true in the movie too. In the movie, Dahmer's life falls apart of him. His entire life, it's like the entire world falls. It just destroys all around him. It breaks. Everything he loved, he cared about, is gone. It's all crashing before him, around him. That was a brilliant shot to be doing that, and he doesn't even say he cracks, but you can, by watching that scene, you know exactly he cracked. And it is so intense, and honestly, it made me feel bad for him. Because Ross did an amazing performance where he can pull that kind of thing off. So yes, I'm going to mention one more good thing with the movie, and we'll go on with my last thought. Okay, the movie has great cinematography. It has great camera work. The movie just looks great. And the colors of... I always complain nowadays, movies have a very gray color. And people don't really realize that color in movies really does affect the audience because, well, colors indicate moods. If it's very gray, people are going to be depressed. If it's very colorful, or you see sunlight, it makes you somewhat positive. And that works so well for this movie because really, mostly every day is sunny in this movie, and there's a darker thing going on. It's like the movie's dark, but everything else is light. It's such a great contrast between dark and light. It's great. Now there is one thing I understand why people would not like this movie. The movie doesn't have a climax. By climax, I mean the big event in the middle. If you went to school, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Introduction, rising action, climax, falling action, resolution. This movie does not have a climax. Really, all it has is everything but the climax. Really, this movie's not about, Dahmer trying to kill someone at the climax. That's not it at all. The movie, honestly, it's very realistic, and it's just like it's like the comic, because the comic, there's no climax in that either, because that's just how it was. And I can tell people wouldn't like that, because like really if you watch the movie, shit just kind of happens. I mean, this movie doesn't really have a structure to it. It has a structure, but not a very clear structure. I can understand why people wouldn't like that. But I am not going to let that take points off at all. I think it's kind of, brilliant, because really, people were expecting some shit, like Dahmer trying to kill someone at the climax. It doesn't happen. But this movie, it's so amazing. The acting is perfect. The directing is perfect. The camera work is perfect. There's so much good thing with the movie, it's a damn shame this movie didn't get out in theaters, wide release. I'm not talking about independent shit where it just gets in fucking festivals. I don't care if the only big star you have is Ross Lynch. You have the chance. This movie needs more attention than it's getting. This is probably one of the best movies of 2017, and no one's fucking talking about it except me. And it's fucking bullshit. This movie deserves more attention. If you want to watch this movie, go. I watched it on Amazon Fire Stick. If you ain't got Amazon Fire Stick, go on Amazon and just fucking buy the DVD. It's a very good movie. It's worth the watch. So in the end, I'm going to give My Friend Dahmer A+. We're back to A+'s again. I don't think I've done one since Ready Player One. So that's like one review ago. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe to everyone, and then get ready for the Deadpool review next week. See you guys. Okay, normally I don't do this in my reviews, cause normally I would never get attention to this, cause it's unencouraging behavior. But this is so retarded that I just want to talk about this. It's so retarded. So I got a comment by Boo Boo saying, "What the fuck, you autistic dumbass? Why the fuck can you not even fucking talk right? Yikes, buddy, quit YouTube." Okay, there's one, you're a fucking hypocrite because you're saying that I can't talk right. Maybe because I don't go around saying boy, bruh, dat. I'm sorry, I don't talk like a retard like you do. 2, if I'm shitty at talking, then you're shitty at writing, cause your vocabulary is dog shit. Autistic dumbass. That's really original. I mean, if I want to hear some retard trash talk me, I listen to Jordan. But the thing is, I tolerate Jordan. I don't tolerate, because he's my cousin, and honestly, I'm used to his retardation, but at least his retardation isn't cancerous like yours is. 2, main problem is that you're telling me to quit YouTube. Now, honestly, it would have been if you're trying to be a troll. I mean, it's kind of cliche to tell me to quit YouTube. Fucker, do you think I'm doing this for a job? I'm not. I do this for a hobby. I don't see why you're like, oh, he must be getting paid for this shit. No, if I was getting paid for this shit, I'd put way more effort into it. Fucking face tracker's fucking up. So yeah. And I mean, honestly, I know this would be too clever for you to do this. You probably could have said, "Kill yourself." At least you'd be right about that. I do want to kill myself. But yeah, fuck you, Boo Boo. And your fucking comment was so retarded that I had to include it in the video.